Ever since 2K revamped the WWE 2K series, I gotta say, each game has been a good step in the right direction. Like, I would genuinely say 2K24 is actually a very good game. I actually took the time to go back and play 23 a little bit, and honestly, I'm having a lot more fun with 24, especially when it comes to the gameplay and the new match types, but the game is not perfect. Then again, there's no such thing as a perfect wrestling game. Even Here Comes the Pain, it got its flaws. For example, why the fuck is this man so OP? What I'm really trying to say is, I think 2K is a few steps away from honestly having a legendary game. Like a game that this generation of kids could talk about the way we talk about it, Here Comes the Pain, or even a SVR 07. And we're getting close to that time where we start talking about a new game. So all I'm saying is, let me cook. Ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy Mo if you don't already know, and this is how I would make WWE 2K25 a legendary game. Let's talk about it. Now, personally speaking, I've always preferred the simulation style of 2K19 over the new system that they brought in with 2K22. But honestly, I'm really enjoying the gameplay with the new updates that they made with 24, but there are a few tweaks that I would make. First thing being, I don't really love the grappling system, having to lock up with your opponent every time you want to do a grapple move, but it's especially annoying every single time I want to do an Irish whip. Like, even if you want to keep the grappling system, there should be a button to specifically trigger the Irish whip, like maybe have us rapidly double tap B or circle for my PlayStation players out there. Another cool thing I wish they would bring back to their gameplay is the chain wrestling in the beginning of matches. I think this would be a really cool addition with the Trading Blows minigame that they added this year, and it adds a lot to the realism of the matches. And hey, if you're gonna do simulation gameplay, you might as well go all the way with it. And one more thing I would fix about the gameplay is the weapon physics. Now, I want to salute 2K for the changes that they actually made to the weapons this year. Like the new weapons that they added in, like the door, the light tubes, that shit's the barbed wire baseball bat. And then, bro, on top of that, being able to throw weapons at people might be my favorite part of the game. I'm not even gonna hold you. But what I would add to that to take it to another level is basically whenever I do a move on my opponent, and let's say they land on the steel steps, for example, they'll actually sell it, kind of like they did back in SVR 2011. That right there made matches like TLC and Extreme Rules matches extremely addicting to play because it adds a lot to the realism of the game. And also something that they took out of the games for whatever reason, us being able to do action moves with our weapons. Like being able to wrap the chair around my opponent's leg or neck and stomp on it, or even do the concerto animation, which I was really confused when they took that out because at the time they took it out, that started to become a thing on WWE TV, which, hey, I don't work for 2K. I don't know why that decision was made, but I would bring that back. Now, when it comes to match types, I'm pretty satisfied with what we got right now. Like, special guest referee was my #1 wish for years, and the fact that they brought it back, I'm pretty happy. But if there's anything else that you would want to see, like personally, maybe like a 3 stages of hell, that would be cool. But if there's anything else y'all would want to see, let me know in the comments down below. But let's move on to something that honestly needs more than just a few tweaks. Look, I know there's some people out there that actually like Showcase how it is, and you know, good for you, but I'm gonna just be straight up with it. In my opinion, Showcase mode in its current state absolutely sucks. And it's felt that way ever since with 2K22, the Rey Mysterio Showcase. Like, it just feels more like a chore than a fun mode in a video game. And the thing is, it wasn't always like that. Like, genuinely, I've been a fan of Showcase as far back as the WWE 13 Attitude Era mode. But the thing is, they've just gone in the wrong direction completely with it. So here's 3 different solutions I have for Showcase. First one being a complete overhaul of the mode, which honestly just means go back to how you used to do it. Starting with getting rid of slingshot tech. Look, I've said it before and I'll say it again. If I really want to watch the footage of a match, I will just go on Peacock instead of playing a video game. Like, yo, what happened to the in-game cutscenes that I would actually have to play through to make sure the moment in the match actually matches up to what actually happened? Like, I'm sorry, y'all calling it slingshot technology. Bro, it's not technology, y'all just being lazy. Also, the super tedious ass objectives got to go. And on top of them being super tedious, there's so many of them. I swear, if I play Showcase in 2K25 and they're still talking about put your opponent in the southeast corner, I'm gonna crash out. Like, bro, I am not a compass, okay? I am simply a dumbass. Like, I swear to God, I do not know north from west, okay? Look, I use the GPS everywhere I go. Like, on some real shit, I hate when motherfuckers give me directions and talking about, like, go west. Why? And then these over-the-top dumbass objectives are a trigger for slingshot tech most of the time. Get rid of that shit. And last but not least, please stop with the royalty-free nut-ass background music. Please, just add custom commentary to the matches like you used to. Please. Now, one thing I do know, Showcase isn't for everybody. There's some people out there that believe that Showcase mode should actually just go away completely. So I'm a man of the people, all right? So these next two solutions are for those folks. So solution number 2 is as simple as this. Bring back Road to WrestleMania. If there's one mode in wrestling games that will always be a fan favorite, it's this one. Maybe it's nostalgia, who knows? But imagine like unique, wild ass storylines for this current roster. Like imagine a super wild Bloodline Road to WrestleMania story. Bro, that's money. But now for my third solution, here's something that they actually haven't done for the WWE games, but 2K has actually done for the NBA games. An eras mode. Kind of like where you go back to different points in WWE history, maybe even change the timeline a little bit, or you can have a thing where you can have like a John Cena go to the Attitude Era, or a Roman Reigns go to the Ruthless Aggression Era, something different. But that might be a little bit difficult because like unlike with NBA, you can't have everybody in the game because, you know, contracts and all that. So maybe you can do like a fantasy warfare mode where you can have like a Austin versus Punk or a Hogan versus Cena or whatever. I'm just saying, anything but this current version of Showcase mode. Now let's talk about another game mode that honestly feels like it's kind of past its glory days. Man, let me tell y'all, when they first brought back GM mode, that shit felt super incomplete. Like, the match types were super limited, you couldn't do any trades, it just wasn't fun, it didn't hit like it was supposed to. Now, while they fixed those things specifically, there's still some things that's lacking from my GM. The draft pool system that they have in there where it's kind of limiting how many people are available to draft, I'm sorry, that shit does not work because the budget is already too small, and then it makes it hard for us to make decent sized rosters, so it's hard to make a decent show. And then you got guys like Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns as free agents. No. Just give us a bigger budget and let us draft the entire roster so we can have better shows. And also, can you please just let me have the regular arenas? Enough of this, oh, I gotta start in a high school gym and then I gotta buy the concert hall and then I gotta get the dining hall or whatever the fuck the next one is. Cut that shit. Also, let us just do the Royal Rumble matches and the Money in the Bank matches instead of just skipping over them. I always found that part really weird, how they just skipped over that shit. Like, just let us choose people from our roster to put in the Royal Rumble or in the Money in the Bank ladder match. And I guess like with the Royal Rumble, like see whose brand gets the main event WrestleMania or whatever. But the most annoying part of this mode for me is that damn class system. You already got a thin roster, so just adding that makes it hard to actually have good matches. When you look at the old SVR GM modes, like the match quality was determined by the popularity of the superstars in the matches, not the one being a cruiser or one being a bruiser or whatever the fuck. They really should just go back to that system and stop with this. Like if I get another 2-star match between Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels, don't play with me. But something else that could add to this mode to make it actually elite, which it might be a little hard to do, so I'm not expecting it, but it would be amazing, is an online GM option. Like imagine being able to play with people in other states and other countries, like your homies or whatever, just a GM mode, but online. That'd be so dope. That to me, on top of everything else I already talked about, could really make the game worthwhile for the entire game's life cycle. But then again, there is one problem with the online option. Fix them servers. I'm gonna keep it a buck with y'all. I don't really play online like that in these games, mainly because you motherfuckers be on there wildin', bro. Y'all got these OP created characters, bro. Impossible to beat, glitching the game out. Fuck y'all. But for real, I went and played online a couple days ago for a few hours. Oh, I can definitely see why there's so many complaints. I had the game crash on me a couple times. The game was super glitchy when it was online. And of course, there was the dickheads taking advantage of that. Again, fuck y'all. But this ain't even just a WWE 2K problem. Like, this shit happens with their NBA games too. My little brother would be playing Park and I'm just sitting there watching the game lag like a motherfucker. I'm like, bro, I'm paying crazy money for this internet. This is inexcusable. And matter of fact, little do some of y'all know, man, the SVR 2007 for Xbox 360 servers are still up. Like, me and my cousin be on that game going crazy. No issues. Like, 2K, I'm not gonna lie, that game is 18 years old at this point. Like, that motherfucker going to college, bro. Y'all got no excuse. And there's definitely one more thing I feel like 2K got no excuse to not be doing. This is something people have been asking for a really long time, and I'm surprised that they haven't made this a consistent thing. Especially because I've seen them do it before, and they definitely do it with the NBA games. With 2K22, they had the NXT 2.0 arena patched in there, or with 2K23 when Sami Zayn turned babyface, they added his theme song in there as well. I'm just saying, the game should not feel outdated the day it drops, or even like 3 months into the game's life cycle. Like when 2K25 drops and there's a new Raw arena when they move to Netflix, that should either be in the game the day it drops or a couple weeks later. I'm not gonna lie. Now, I'm not saying you gotta update every little thing in the game, of course, because you gotta put time into making the next game. I feel you on that. But like, if there's a super drastic change with a superstar's look, or if there's a new pay-per-view arena, just put that in, please. I'm asking, please. And you can even make the cutoff point for updates like January 1st, or even whenever you announce the next game. Look, I'm just saying, I want my game that came out in 2025 to feel like it's from 2025, not 2024. Simple as that. Just put more time into stuff like that instead of, you know, locking shit behind MyFaction. You know what, matter of fact, let's talk about that. If you're watching this right now and you're one of the 5 people that play MyFaction, come here, gang. Let's have a chat. Let's have a chat. You good, gang? Like, everything all right at home? Like, what's going on? Why are you doing this? Nah, but for real, I've asked myself since they added this to the games, what's the point of this shit? Having dope attires for superstars and keeping that shit locked behind MyFaction? Get that shit out of here, bro. Fuck that. And please do not get me started with the damn microtransactions, bro. Keep that shit in the NBA games. We not having that over here. There really isn't much to say. Like, just get rid of MyFaction and put more focus on modes that people are actually gonna play. Kind of like. Look, I'm gonna be real with y'all. I don't really play universe mode. It's not my cup of tea. It feels like a lot to keep track of and remember, so it's just not for me. But I do know there's a lot of people that love them some universe mode. Some people, they solely buy the game just for universe mode. So I don't really feel right just skipping over it and not talking about it. So I went in my Discord and asked some of my peoples, man, what's some problems that y'all got with universe mode? And I wrote some of them down right here, so let's talk about them. So what I got from that was no show intros, no promos, limited cutscenes, can't book a 3-person rivalry. And this is one I saw on Twitter, which I thought was egregious. You can't import stables from exhibition into universe mode. 2K, listen to the people. Gotta get on that, gang. And of course, if I missed anything, feel free to drop it in the comments down below as well. But there is one more thing that I would add to these games, and I saved this one for last because I'm not gonna lie. If this was the only change they made and they ignored everything else I talked about in this video, I would be extremely happy with it. It's been a whole decade since they took out Creative Story, and it still stings because this is the type of mode that keeps you playing the game for its entire life cycle. Like, yo, imagine the type of stories that we could be downloading off community creations. Like, bro, these people out here creative as fuck now. Like, even if they made Creative Story mode, like, even somewhat close to what it used to be in, like, 2K14, the amount of content that we can get out of that, the amount of fun shit we can get out of that. Look, that's my official campaign for 2K25. Please, 2K, I said the magic word, please, bring back Creative Story. And that's all I got for y'all, ladies and gentlemen. But if there's anything you feel like I didn't touch upon that I should have touched upon, let me know in the comments down below. For example, like My Rise, there's really not much to it. Just make a cohesive story that people would want to play through. Simple as that. But if you've made it to the end and you enjoyed the video, man, let me know by hitting the like button, commenting down below, subscribing to the channel, share the video around to your friends, man. I appreciate y'all for watching. I'll see you on the next one. It's your boy Mo, if you don't already know. I'm out of here. I'm gone.